Napoleon Bonaparte, a name that evokes visions of glory and military genius. But what truly set him apart were his unorthodox and brilliant tactics. Today, we reveal the untold strategies that helped him win, even when the odds were stacked against him. Before we dive in, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more historical deep dives. Let's uncover what made Napoleon one of the greatest military minds in history. Born in 1769 on Corsica, Napoleon wasn't born into power, but ambition. From an early age, he devoured military books, learning from history's greats while forging his own path. His rise was not due to privilege, but a tactical mind that saw opportunities where others saw obstacles. Take the siege of Toulon in 1793. France was in chaos, with royalists and the British controlling a vital port city. A young Napoleon, just 24, seized the moment. With limited resources, he positioned artillery on a hilltop, bombarding the British fleet and forcing their retreat. This wasn't brute force, it was precision and audacity. Question for viewers: would you have taken the risk Napoleon did at Toulon, facing a stronger enemy? Let me know in the comments. In 1805, at the Battle of Austerlitz, Napoleon was outnumbered by the combined Russian and Austrian armies. But he wasn't fazed. His genius lay in deception. He weakened his right flank, luring the Allies into a false sense of security. As they advanced, Napoleon's troops emerged from the mist-covered Pratzen Heights, cutting through their forces. By appearing vulnerable, Napoleon baited the enemy into overconfidence. When they pressed forward, convinced of victory, they were struck down by a perfectly timed counterattack. In hours, Napoleon shattered two mighty armies with a single stroke of tactical brilliance. Speed and mobility were Napoleon's secret weapons. In an era when armies moved slowly, Napoleon's forces struck like lightning. The Ulm campaign in 1805 showcased this. While Austria prepared for a long war, Napoleon's troops moved swiftly, surrounding 60,000 Austrians without a single major battle. His army marched 30 to 40 miles a day, using secondary routes to surprise the enemy. Speed wasn't just a tactic, it was a revolution in warfare. As Napoleon said, "The art of war is to gain time when your strength is inferior." Question for viewers: do you think speed and mobility are still key in modern military strategy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Napoleon didn't rely only on physical force, he mastered psychological warfare. Before battles, he spread misinformation, inflating the size of his army and intimidating his enemies. In 1806, before the Battle of Jena-Auerstedt, Napoleon convinced the Prussians that his forces were far larger. The result? The Prussian army, demoralized before the first shot, was crushed in hours. Napoleon's enemies often lost the battle before it began. His soldiers believed they fought for a near mythical figure, while his enemies feared the legend he had crafted. This psychological advantage was just as decisive as his military strategies. Chapter 5: Revolutionizing Artillery. Napoleon transformed how artillery was used in warfare. Unlike other generals who used artillery in static positions, Napoleon made his cannons mobile. His artillery could be repositioned and fired with deadly accuracy, softening enemy lines before cavalry and infantry charged. At the Battle of Wagram in 1809, Napoleon concentrated more than 100 guns into a grand battery, unleashing a devastating barrage on the enemy. This tactic paved the way for modern artillery use, showing how mobility and concentrated firepower could break enemy lines. Chapter 6: Hubris in Russia. Napoleon's greatest strength, his relentless ambition, was also his downfall. In 1812, he invaded Russia, expecting a quick victory. But the Russian winter, vast distances, and scorched earth tactics crippled his Grande Armée. Over 600,000 men marched in, but only a fraction returned. Despite his tactical brilliance, Napoleon was undone by nature and logistics in Russia. His once unbeatable army was decimated, marking the beginning of his downfall. Question for viewers: do you think Napoleon's ambition was his greatest strength or his fatal flaw? Let's discuss in the comments. Chapter 7: Legacy of a Legend. Despite his defeat, Napoleon's legacy endures. His tactics, whether the deceptive retreat at Austerlitz or the lightning-fast movements at Ulm, reshaped warfare. He saw the battlefield not as a place of brute force, but as a chessboard where every move was calculated. Even after Waterloo in 1815, Napoleon's strategies continued to influence military leaders. He showed the world that wars are won not just by numbers, but by the mind behind the army. In the end, Napoleon's genius lay in turning weaknesses into strengths, transforming disadvantages into opportunities. Though his empire crumbled, his legacy as one of history's greatest tacticians remains untouchable. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Napoleon's tactics, be sure to like and subscribe for more historical insights. Also, let me know in the comments who you'd like me to explore next. See you in the next video.